What's up guys, hope you are doing great. So today we will talk about the motorcycle carburetor and what measures should be taken while servicing this carburetor. Now let me tell you, this carburetor from a two-stroke motorcycle Yamaha YB100. So we will start from its components. So from top you can see this whole section is known as carburetor body. It has drilled passages inside some ports, and some areas are threaded in order to attach other components with it. So by looking at the top, we see this point is for accelerator cable that comes right in and controls this slide inside. This is the idle speed adjustment screw. Alright, it could be turned with the hand. This one is the ring nut. When we open it up, we see that there is a spring which directly sits on the top of this slide. Inside this is the pin to control the idle RPM with this screw. Now this is known as slide holding on to needle. The needle is adjustable and you can see it has a lock inside. This slide has a lock inside. When I take this out, the needle will become free. And now by looking at the needle, you can see there's a smaller lock on it, and it has 5 adjustment position in order to adjust your air fuel mixture. Now what you see here is known as fuel bowl, or it's known as float bowl. This part is known as air horn. Inside this is known as venturi. This smaller screw you can see here for pilot air fuel adjustment. Now one thing, while servicing you should take care that just open it in a very gentle manner. So right now this screw doesn't look in a good condition because it's a scrapped carburetor. And other thing you will find, I hope I can put this out, but there's one more thing, the spring. Following this thing is known as choke. Choke is obviously useful for cold starting of an engine. Now I'll take you through inside this carburetor. By unscrewing these all 4 screws from here, I can finally lift up this bowl, and this one is known as the drain plug. You can open the drain plug by using a screwdriver. So while servicing you have to look, you will find a lot of rust particles or dust, or if there are any impurities in the fuel, they will just sit at the bottom of this fuel bowl or float bowl. This thing is overflow tube. So by inverting you can see this is known as float. Float has a really light weight, so it does floats on the surface of fuel that comes to this float bowl. Alright, whenever it fills up, the float just lifts up and pushes the needle valve. Now this is known as the needle valve. So then when the needle valve sits on its seat, by the force of float, it does stop more fuel from the tank to come inside to this fuel bowl. Right now you can see here is the main jet. The main jet has essentially 2 components. The one is tube, and above I'll show you. Now this is known as the tube. Alright, on top of tube you can see another jet having a very fine drill inside it. So you can find this main jet in different sizes. Now while servicing you have to take care that these tiny little drills should be clean. They should not be choked. If they are, you have to just clean them up by using a soft brush. Do not use any kind of metal brush or metal wire. It would obviously deform the shape. So now I'll show you the pilot jet. So right now you can see this is the pilot, or you could say a slow speed jet. It works on idle position, or you can say with the 10% throttle. But if your throttle goes up to 10%, then the main jet will activate and start to work with the carburetor. Now how does it pumps the fuel from the bowl through the jet and into the flowing air stream? Now this side is inlet. What happens actually, the suction created by engine during intake stroke, the air just goes through this passage. Alright, now one thing you can see, that inlet is eventually larger than its air horn. Air horn has a shorter diameter. What happens there? The airspeed increases, therefore a pressure drop will create at the face of main jet. Now the pressure drop pulls up the fuel via main jet to this airstream. Now whenever the fuel comes up to this point, it just mixes with the air and the air fuel mixture is formed on this side. Alright, this side is attached to the engine or the housing given in your motorcycle. During service, it is recommended to use carburetor cleaner, and you should obviously go for a good one because it will just wipe off the carbon or any dirt particles just in a single spray. So just try to avoid using any sharp objects. Do not use any kind of wire or metal brush. So that was all for today. I hope you did like the video. Just share it with your friends and write down your suggestion in comment section below. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day.